In this tutorial, we're going to talk about how we can optimize our website for a certain set of keywords or keyword phrases in order to achieve a higher ranking in search engines. Okay, so the first step in order to optimize your website is to choose what keywords you want your site optimized for. So you need to do a research on what keywords people are typing to search for products or services which are related to your website. Now, a tool that you can use to help you in this process, it's an online tool called WordTracker. Now, what WordTracker does is that it determines which keywords are being entered into search engines and would potentially have the least amount of competition. Now, if we optimize or if we try to optimize our website for a single word keyword, then let me tell you that 80% of the time it won't be a very nice idea to optimize for a single word keyword, because someone probably has already spent hundreds of thousands of dollars optimizing their website and they probably have that kind of money to dish out. You basically cannot compete with them on the basis you have limited finance. You don't want to spend hundreds of dollars on your campaigns. So what you need to do is you need to pick out keyword phrases of 2 or 3 or even more set of words, and then choose a combination of these phrases and optimize your website for these phrases. There's a trial version here where you can register for free, and it can be accessed at www.wordtracker.com. Free trial. You register and you can enter your desired set of keywords. Now it comes up with a combination of keywords related to your keyword. Okay, now let's take a look at what you can actually do to the content of your website to optimize it properly and to achieve better results. Now, one aspect of optimization that quite a lot of people miss is the naming conventions. How do you name your web pages? It is very important to name your pages according to the information that they contain. Now, having a page about baby teething remedies and calling it t123.html is not going to help the search engines. Instead of doing that, if you have the page named baby teething remedy.html, that would increase your chances of getting a higher ranking on the search engine. This technique should be followed with your subsections, with the naming of your subsections as well as naming of the web pages. And if you adopt this technique, which is very easy to learn, you can see the results of your optimization very quickly. Now, title tags play a very important role towards the optimization of your web page. You should try to use descriptive title tags on all of your pages. One thing that I've noticed is that a lot of websites have the same title tag on every page. Now, that is not going to help your ranking. You should try to have a unique title on each page depending on what the page is exactly talking about. So, title your page that has information about cell phone reviews as cell phone specifications and reviews. Now, do not just call it crazy-phones.net, because that is the name of the website. The title, cell phone specification and reviews, tells the person what this website is talking about. So you should try to be as descriptive in your title as you can. So I've given an example of a title tag here, and you can place your title tag within the head tag of your HTML document. So your title tag will look something like this. You have the title on both sides, you have cell phone specification and review. So you should try to follow this scheme when placing titles and try to be as descriptive in the naming of your titles as you can. Carrying on with titles and description, you should try to use as many keywords in your title as you can, and making sure that your title describes the contents of your page. You can also use meta description, which is used in meta tags to describe the contents of your web page. There was a trend of stuffing the meta tags of web pages with keywords. This trend has declined because search engines do not place as much importance to meta tags as they used to at one time. But it is not a bad idea to still have some keywords in your meta tags. But what you should also make sure is that whatever keywords that you enter in the meta tags, they must appear in the content of your web page. Now there's no point having a keyword and then no discussion on that keyword in the actual contents of the page. Carrying on with title and description, if you want to create a web page specifically based on a certain title and description, now what you should do when you write the content of that page, you should try to use the keywords throughout your content. I'm not talking about spamming, I'm not talking about stuffing your content with the same keyword again and again, but you should be a bit more descriptive with the use of your keywords. You can use different combinations of the same keyword in many different places in the same content. Good writing demands that you say what you're talking about, so I hope you have this covered. Another very important point that you should consider when optimizing your website is to use informative headlines by the help of using heading tags. Now, putting proper headlines helps your visitors go through the document and look at information in a more organized fashion. What it also does is that it helps search engines determine how relevant your content is. If the keywords of your web page are in your headings, most search engines consider headings to be important. So if keywords are highlighted within your heading tags, then your page rank will increase. Now you can use various different types of headings depending on how much you want to emphasize on them. You can use the H1 up till H6 tags to write these headings. Next we are going to have a look at alt tags and how they can make a difference to your search engine ranking. Now basically alt or ALT tags are the text that describe your images or graphics that you use on the web page. If you use alt tags, what you should do is you should try to describe your image properly. So when the user moves their mouse on top of the image, they will see the text message appear. Now it helps in situations where there are certain people who turn off graphics on their web browser. So in this case, this alt tags displays the information, and if the picture was relating some keyword and you had the description related in that text, then that will help search engines in indexing the contents. Another thing which is quite often missed out in optimizing websites is the ease of navigation. Now the easier your site is to navigate, the more friendly it will be for people and the easier it will be for them to find what they are looking for. Now what most websites have these days, to give a general structure of the website, they have a sitemap. Now a sitemap basically is a tree structure of the whole website. It shows where each link leads you to. It shows you various different sections, different pages in the sections, subsections, and basically every web page that exists on the website, you can go directly to that web page using a sitemap. So if your site is easy to navigate and people can find the relevant page or the relevant information they're looking for with ease, then chances are search engines will also find it very easy to navigate through your website. That will make your site easily accessible, and search engines like sites which are easily accessible with ease of navigation. Okay, the last point, which I had already mentioned in the previous tutorials as well, because it is very important, I'm going to come back to it once again. Getting quality links to your website increases your traffic. One of the things that you need to do is make sure that you build your quality links and make sure that they include keywords that you are targeting. Now, an example here is that if your site is about cell phones, then the links that you have exchanged should contain the actual phrase cell phones, not in the description, but the actual hyperlink in itself. Now, little things like this make a big difference in the end and get your website optimized quickly and more professionally.